I really did not want to make this video. I swear to all you guys, I never wanted to make this video and put this out on YouTube, but it has gotten to the point. Sadly, this has gotten to a point where I have to let people know what's going on. My name is Brandon, aka Brawadis, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video about a situation that I never wanted anybody to know about, but it has just gotten to the point where it's ridiculous, it's crazy, and it's unbelievable. Before I go into the whole situation and the whole story, I just want everybody to know first and foremost that I will not be using names. I have too much respect for my own family, and I don't want to throw any names out there, so I will not be using names. I will be reading text messages, but I will not be putting them up on the screen because they contain a lot of words and phrases that I don't think should be shown on the screen. I can read them, but it's just not right to put them up on the screen. And I don't know, it's been going on for months now. Man, oh man, the fact that this is family, like this is my own blood, is just crazy. So let's go back in time a couple months. Let's go back about 2 or 3 months. This is in September. What a lot of people don't know is that not only do I give my immediate family money, but I have a lot of family members. My mom and dad, you know, both of our sides, we have really, really big families. So what I do whenever I see a family member in need, I don't put this on camera, I don't make a video about it, but I go and I help people and I give them money. And so last month when I sold my apparel, I sold my merch, I decided that I didn't want to keep the money I made from the merch. Again, I didn't make a video on this, but I'm telling you guys right now, all the money that I made from that merch, I went out and I gave it to my mom, my dad, my aunts, my uncles, my grandma, and I gave it to my family. Some of them were in need, they needed it, they were struggling with money, so I did that. Now, there were some family members that obviously I didn't give money to because obviously we have a huge family. We have some family members that we're not really close to, some family members who, you know, don't even care about us, blah, blah, blah. So there's this one certain family member, he's my uncle, okay? And please don't, I know you guys, you know, you're gonna try to go back and look at all the videos and try to find out who this person is, but to save you some time, this person has never been in any of mine or Brian's videos. For the simple fact that he is crazy. And this story that you're about to hear will prove how crazy he is, and then it'll make sense why he's never been in any of mine or my brother's videos. So just to keep it short and simple, he is related, he is blood, he is my blood uncle. I gave a lot of people money when I sold my merch, and you know, family being family, word got around to everybody else, and somehow word got to this crazy uncle that I gave people money. And I guess it upset him heavily that I didn't give him money. Now here, to get into why I didn't give him money, like I said, there's a lot of family members who I didn't give money to because first of all, the people that I give money to are either people who are struggling or people who impacted my life growing up. People who were always there for me when I was growing up, you know, as a kid or as a teenager, and I never got to repay them. But now that I'm in a position where I could, I choose to repay them and I help them out. This specific person, my crazy uncle, he was, okay, first of all, he doesn't need the money. Second, he was never really there for me, and he's just crazy. Like, bottom line is, I didn't give him money, and so he found out, and so I get a text from him saying, hey man, I heard you gave everybody money, why didn't you give me any money? And I'm sitting there like, yo, this is like, it's rude. Like, I'm his freaking nephew, and he hasn't talked to me in so long, but all of a sudden he found out that I gave people money, so he's hitting me up. And so I told my mom, I called her, I said, Mom, you know, should I give him money or should I just ignore it? And then she said, I think you should just ignore it. You know how your uncle is, so just leave it alone. Okay, now here's where things turn for the worse, or I guess things get ridiculously crazy. And let me just say this right now. You guys might not believe what I'm saying, or this might sound ridiculous, and I don't blame you, but that's because this person is crazy. So after he sent me the text asking for money, and you know, I didn't reply because my mom told me not to, and I'm a mama's boy, I listen to what my mom says. And so my brother, who was getting a car wash, you know, one of my family members owns a car wash, so my brother went to go get a car wash. And this crazy uncle, I guess somehow he found out that my brother was at the car wash. I don't know how he found out, but he found out. So he went over, he drove there, and he pulled up, okay? Like I said, my crazy uncle, he thought my brother was me. This is my blood uncle, related to us, and he doesn't even know who me or like, Okay, whatever. So he thought Brian was me. He went up to him and he started asking him for money. And Brian obviously had no idea what was going on, because I don't tell, like, when I give people money to my family, I don't tell like my brother, or I don't tell my cousins or anything. I don't feel like I need to brag about giving money. So Brian had no idea what he was saying. You know, he went up to Brian, hey, why'd you give money to this person, that person? Give me money. And Brian's like, what the heck? I didn't give money. And then so my uncle thought he was lying, because again, he thought it was me. And so then he grabs Brian by the shirt. I wasn't there. I was at home. He grabs Brian by the shirt and people start holding them back. And they get into a shouting match and people break it up. And then I guess my crazy uncle put his hands around Brian's neck. I wasn't there. If I was there, I would have went freaking, I would have blew, like, don't touch my brother. That's my brother. So after that whole thing happened, people had to break it up, and this is at a family car wash. Like, that's so embarrassing. Like, you go and you're 40 years old, you're asking for money from my younger brother in front of a family, and then you like choke him in front of family. It's crazy. So then Brian calls me after that whole thing happened. He's like, Brandon, I'm coming over right now, like, we need to talk. So Brian comes to my house and he told me what happened, and obviously I got pissed. I got freaking pissed. Like, I'm sitting here at home not knowing anything is going on. You know, I'm just sitting back relaxing, and I get my brother walking here saying that my crazy uncle tried to choke him and started cussing at him and everything. So I guess I just lost my cool, because like, that's my brother. I love my brother, and he's my younger brother. So I called my uncle, and like, he answered, and I'm not gonna lie, I went off on him. I'm like, don't ever touch my brother. If you ever touch my brother, you're gonna have to deal with me. Like, don't ever put your hands on my brother. Don't talk to him. Like I just went off. And then my crazy uncle, like, he freaking went crazy. I'm not even gonna repeat what he said. So let's just leave it at, he went crazy, and I pretty much told him, don't ever touch my brother. Don't talk to my brother. Don't ever look at my brother, or we're gonna have problems. Then, guys, I get a long text, okay, after the phone call. So the phone call ended, and long text from this guy. Like I said, I can't show the messages on the screen because it will be bad, but let me read it to you. Hey Brandon, this message is for you and your brother. You said you are not afraid of me. Today from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I will drive in a parking lot. If you ain't my little and you don't want to be treated like a little, be there at the parking lot. If you're shaking, it's okay. But here's what I want from you. Don't stare at me. Don't mad dog me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk about me. That goes for you and your brother. So, you know, I'm like, what the heck? Like, this is my uncle? All because I didn't give him money? Like, I was in shock. I was like, we were never on bad terms. Yeah, sure, I wasn't super close to him. He wasn't close to me, and we didn't really talk, but we were never on bad terms. And so, you know, I call my mom, and I'm like, yo, mom, like, you want me to talk to him, but something's gotta happen, because, you know, I don't get this. And my mom's like, just ignore him. You know how he is. Just ignore him and leave it alone. So look at me. I didn't reply. I ignored it. I get another message that same day, 1 hour later. Ask your mom, what is Hanash? I have one. When it hears your voice, it tries to come out. So be careful. It's a Hanash and it's not a joke. Meet me behind the parking lot. I will pass by between the hours of 8 to 10 unless you accept being a little girl. Listen, I don't know what Hanash is, and neither does my mom, but listen to this and tell me what it sounds like. Ask your mom, what is Hanash? I have one. When it hears your voice, it tries to come out. So be careful. It's a Hanash and it's not a joke. You guys tell me, but I don't know. It sounds kind of like a gun. Ask your mom, what is my gun? I have one. When it hears your voice, it tries to come out. So be careful. It's a gun and not a joke. It could be talking about something else, but it sounds really like a gun. And so I'm sitting there like, yo, this guy tries to choke out my brother. He threatens to meet me at a parking lot from 8 to 10 p.m. And then he threatens me with a gun, all because I didn't give him money. Mind you, I'm not even replying. I'm not replying to these texts. He then sends another text. If you're lucky, you will get to meet Hanash. Again, I don't know what this is, and I've looked it up. I've asked my mom. I've asked family members that speak our language. It is not a word in our language, okay? I didn't reply. My mom told me not to reply. I get another message at 10 p.m. This is all the same day, the day of the car wash, guys. This one is at 10 p.m. Hey girl, I am in your apartment by the horses. Come down right now. And so I'm sitting there like, yo, I'm going. Like, I've had enough. This dude keeps like threatening me and telling me to come out, and now he's in my apartment. Like, I live with my girl. I live with Jackie. Don't come to my house like that. And what he means by the horses, it's because we have horses in front of our apartments. And so again, I called my mom. I said, Mom, I'm sorry, like, I love you, and I know you keep telling me to ignore him because he's crazy, but I've had enough. If he came all the way to my apartment, I'm going out right now. And she's like, no, please don't. You're scaring me, like, blah, blah, blah. So, you know me, I love my mom. I respect her, so I didn't go out. I left him like a dog. I left him down wherever by the horses. I don't know. So whatever. He didn't message me anymore that night. I went to sleep. I'm guessing he went to sleep. So it was done. No reply from me, and I didn't see him or anything. The next day, I get a message again. And it says, if I hit you in your mouth with my vape, how many teeth would you have left? I didn't reply. Then he says, talk to your mom. There's a way to avoid this. I don't know, but it sure sounds like a threat. Multiple threats. Okay, whatever. I didn't reply to that either. My mom kept telling me, don't reply, don't reply, don't reply. And I wanted to go freaking see him so bad, especially after he choked my brother. But my mom, I respect her and I love her, and she kept saying not to reply. Okay? The next day, I get a text again. This time at 5 in the morning, guys. 5 in the morning, I was on his mind. I get a text. Hey, girl. He keeps calling me girl like an insult. After I'm finished with you and the little cockroach, he's talking about Brian, by the way. He said, after I'm finished with you and the little cockroach, I will harass your dad because he raised you this way. So at this point, this like pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. So mess with me, I don't care. I'm 22 years old. I'm Brandon. I'll handle it. I don't care. Mess with my brother, we got a problem. But you threatened my dad, and I'm losing it. Like, I don't care. That pissed me off. So I called my mom right away. I said, Mom, either I'm going and handling this myself or I'm calling the cops. And, you know, I didn't want to call the cops. I just wanted to go handle it myself. But I was so mad at that point that I knew if I went and saw him, things would get really ugly. Like, I would be the one who would end up getting in legal trouble and things like that. So I calmed myself down and I told my mom, like, you know what? I'm going to call the cops. And my mom is begging me, Brandon, this is family. This is blood. I know you want to call the cops, and I know there's all these threats about a gun and harassing your dad and all this, but please don't call the cops. It's family. Imagine what our family will go through if he goes to jail, blah, blah, blah. And so I understand. I respect my mom. If this was any other random person, I would have called the cops. But the fact that he's blood and he's family and he's related to us directly, I second-guessed myself. I said, you know what? I won't call the cops. For respect for my mother and my family, I will not call the cops. But then obviously I called my dad. I said, Dad, you know, watch out. Let me know if anything happens and I'll be there like that. So then, again, all this, guys, I'm ignoring it. I haven't replied one time. That text was at 5 in the morning. I get another text the same day at 2 p.m. You and your brother show me some respect. Come see me. Don't let me catch you. And okay, again, I didn't reply. I love my mom, so I'm not going to get into it. Okay, so there was that. That's it. It was done. My mom told me to keep ignoring it. Some of my cousins who have had problems with him before, they've had problems with this crazy uncle before, called me and said, yo, your mom told me what's going on. Trust me, just ignore it. He wants you to reply. He wants you to go try to hit him so he could press charges. You know, he knows you have money and he wants you to hit him so he could press charges. Don't do it. And I told him, okay, cousin, I won't do it. And I told my mom, I won't call the cops. I have respect. So I just kept ignoring him. And I was hoping he wouldn't do anything to my dad because then I would have lost it. That was in late September. After I kept ignoring him, I got no text from him, no calls, nothing. He completely left me alone. And you know, I saw my mom, like I've seen her obviously a million times throughout this whole thing. And I told her, Mom, good thing you told me to ignore it. You know, he's done. I think it was just a phase, or maybe he was just mad that, you know, I didn't give him money. And I was happy with myself that I didn't call the cops because despite all the threats that he did and he never apologized or anything, I still found it in my heart, like, you know what, this is family, this is blood, and I don't need to do that. And I'm happy that I didn't go out when he came to my apartment because then it would have got worse and worse and worse. So I was just happy with how things ended. Just ignore and it was over. At least that's what I thought. That is what I thought. And by the way, if you're wondering why we never made a video on this, the same reason why I never put my hands on him, it's because Respect. I know family watches my videos, and I know everybody would know who I'm talking about just like they do now. So if you're watching this, family, hi, now you know that your uncle who you thought was already crazy, you know that he's even more crazy, and it's crazy what money does to people. It's just embarrassing, and it's a bad look for my family, but like I said, I've gotten to that point, and here's why. So those messages ended in September. I stopped getting any messages. I stopped getting any calls. I thought it was over, and I even found it in my heart that if I saw him somewhere and we ran into each other, you know, I would just be like, hi, how are you? And that I would be civil about it. Then comes Halloween night, just 2 weeks ago. So all these texts and messages, and when he choked my brother, that was in September. So 1 full month passed by, and I guess he was still thinking about it. So on Halloween night, you will not believe this. He went to one of my cousin's houses that Brian was at. Brian was spending Halloween with one of my cousins. This guy, the crazy uncle, I guess, was dressed up as Jason Voorhees. He had a Jason Voorhees mask and the costume and everything. Except he didn't have the costume machete. Listen to this. He had a real life machete, a sharp, real machete on Halloween where there's little kids around, trick-or-treating. And so he goes to this family member's house because, I don't know, once again, he knew Brian was there. I don't know if he freaking has a chip inside of Brian or what. I don't know how he knows where Brian is. So he goes up to Brian with his mask. Brian said he never took it off. And he picks Brian up by the shirt and holds the machete up. And he tells him, where's your brother? Where's Brandon? And Brian said, I don't know. And he said, tell Brandon I will be looking for him tonight. And if I find him, it's not good. Tell him I have a sharpened machete and this is real. And he like pointed it at Brian. I don't know if this crazy uncle thought Halloween night was like purge night and crime was legal or what, but on Halloween night, I didn't even go out. I was watching the Suns game, just relaxing. It had been a full month since he ever texted me or called me or anything, so I wasn't even thinking about it. Then I get a call, not just from Brian. I get a call from Brian. I get a call from some of my cousins. I get a call from some of my uncles and aunts. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? So I answered. They told me what happened, and I said, wait, he's looking for me? What did I do now? I'm just sitting here watching the Suns game. I haven't talked to him. I never replied to any of his texts, and he hasn't texted me. I was so confused. And so I called my mom. I said, you know what? If he's looking for me, I'm going out. I'm going to find him. He's not going to find me. I'm going to find him. And my mom, again, you know, she got super upset. Brandon, please no. Just let it go. Just ignore it. And at this point, I'm like, Mom, how much can I ignore? It's gone to the point where he's looking for me with a machete. Like, if you don't let me look for him, then you're gonna have to make me call the cops, and I don't want to call the cops. I'd rather handle it myself. And so, you know, that got to me. I don't want to put a family member in jail. That would be crazy. So I decided to be the bigger person, and I didn't text him. I didn't call him, nothing. I just let him look for me like a dog on Halloween night. He never found me because I was obviously in my apartment watching the Suns game, and there's that. After Halloween, that's obviously October 31st, he never talked to me until November 5th. So 5 days later, he freaking messages me again saying, hey, are you going to give me money or not? I didn't reply. I didn't even tell my mom this time because I'm sure she's sick and tired of hearing it. Oh, and mind you, between October 31st to November 5th, so in those 5 days, he kept going to the car wash to see if I was there because sometimes I spend my free time at the car wash and I just see my family there. I spend time with them. So people who worked at the car wash told me that he kept going there looking for me. He wouldn't even wash his car. He would just wait there and wait there. All of this because of money. Like, this makes no sense. So then I get a text, like I said, November 5th. Hey, are you gonna help me out with money or no? Then he goes, this made me laugh. This freaking made me laugh. Hey, if you want, I can get you on a payment plan. Okay, thank you, crazy uncle. You're nice enough that you're not asking for all the money up front. I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful to have an uncle like you where you're letting me be on a payment plan so I can pay you monthly. Get the out of here. No one's doing no payment plan with you. The fact that he offered it like he was doing something nice is crazy. Okay, then I didn't reply. Of course, I haven't replied one time, not once. He then messages me 1 hour later. This is where he got mad. He said, if you don't pay me, I will make you sit on a horse's. After all that you and your brother started, this is the last talk I will have with you. And I'm sitting there like, wait, what did me and my brother start? First of all, poor Brian, he didn't even do anything. And me, I guess, Oh, curse me. I gave money to some family members in need. I gave thousands and thousands of dollars to some family members who were there for me when I was a kid, and they are in need now, and so I'm paying them back. And I didn't give money to some crazy uncle who was never there for me as a kid. He doesn't need money, and look how crazy he is. Oh, curse me, I didn't give money to him. So then I ignore that one. And then I get a message in a group chat. This is to me and Brian, and he texts us. Listen to what he says. Hey, girl, by now I think you've talked to your mom. I'm going to give you till next Sunday to attend the meeting with me. I don't know what freaking meeting he's talking about. That's just, I don't know. Then he goes, after Sunday, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to plan how to make your life hell. Then he goes, but I'm asking you not to show me your face before the meeting. If I lay my eyes on you before the meeting, I will break one bone in your body. Another threat. Once again, I still didn't call the cops. I got too much respect and I got too much love for my family that I wouldn't put one of them in jail. Okay, I didn't reply to that. By the way, those texts were at 2 in the morning, 2 a.m. when I'm sleeping next to Jackie. Then I get more texts at 5 a.m. I'm still asleep. I don't know what he's doing awake at these times and why I'm on his mind almost 2 months after, like, I don't know. He goes, hey girl, what's wrong? How come you're not texting back? Oh, let me guess. You want to show this to the police and play games? If you do that, you are dead. Nice. So he just threatened to kill me over text and mentioned if you show this to the police, you are dead. How dumb can you be to set yourself up like that? Hey, crazy uncle, because I know you're watching this. You're so lucky that I didn't decide to call the cops because you set yourself up. How dumb can you be? I don't understand. Oh wait, he didn't say you are dead. He said you and your family are dead. You and your family. So he threatened me and my whole family. So that's what's making me make this video. That is the final line that I will not let pass. I've had enough. This is ridiculous. This is what money does to somebody. This dude, my crazy uncle, didn't have a single word to say to me for years and years and years. But the second he found out that I gave some family members money, he just, like, this is disgusting. It's ridiculous. It's gross. And it's crazy what money can do to someone. Is money really that important? Like, Mom, I'm so sorry that I made this video. I know you never wanted me to make this public, and I know you didn't want me to call the cops. I know you didn't want me to, go out and meet up with him myself, and I respect you, Mom. I love you. That's why I didn't go out and meet with him when he was at my apartment. But I'm making this video because the Brawadis squad is my family. You guys deserve to know why, if I'm acting a certain way or like if I'm stressed out, this is why. And again, it's not me. I don't care. He could threaten me 1,000,000 times and I don't care. But don't ever put your hands on my brother and don't ever threaten my dad. Those are two things you don't do. And he did both of those things. So that's why I'm like pissed off. If he was just talking to me, guys, listen to this. The reason I haven't blocked him over text is because I laugh. He sends me these things, I laugh. I screenshot them, I send them to Brian, I go, look at this guy. I laugh. But don't ever threaten my dad and don't ever put your hands on my brother. It's just crazy. Like, I'm in shock. This is the same uncle who I used to see when I was a kid. And like, we always thought he was a little crazy, but at this point it's just ridiculous. And once again, this video was never supposed to come out, but at the same time, when is enough? Like, it's just gotten to the point where I have to share it with the world and I have to share it with you guys. Like, you guys are my family. You guys deserve to know everything that's going on in my life. And I'm mad that I had to hide it for this long. And it was all for my mom. Of course, I understand where she's coming from, and I hope you guys do too. So don't give my mom any hate like, oh, why didn't you let him make a video on this? You gotta understand where she's coming from. All my family watches my videos, and this is blood, this is family, so they would know what I'm talking about. And so my mom didn't want to put all my family in a weird situation and all that. So Mom, I'm sorry. I never wanted to make this, but like at this point, it's just gone overboard. He's threatening to kill me and my family because I didn't give him money. He's came to my apartment. He texts me and calls me almost every day from 2 a.m., 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. It's not right. This guy's crazy. He's freaking crazy. Again, I'm not gonna call the cops. A lot of people are gonna think I'm crazy. A lot of people are gonna think I'm stupid because this dude deserves to be in jail or at least a freaking insane asylum. But I always tell myself, family is forever. I love my family, and it just sucks that money can make somebody do this. It's ridiculous. Like, someone's 40 years old and like they haven't grown out of Like, I don't know. So guys, I hope this is like a valuable lesson that money can really change people. And I'm so happy that like it didn't affect me or my parents or my brother. Like, sure, my brother goes out and buys expensive clothes. I bought a nice car, or we bought my parents a nice house. That's cool. But what I mean by money can freaking change people is this. Look at like what he was saying and what he was doing and threatening, and I'm gonna harass your dad and bring out my hanash, my gun, whatever. Like, and the times that he was texting me and calling me were just so weird. Like, why are you awake thinking about me at that time, bro? Go to sleep. You're 40 years old, you have a family. Threaten me all you want. Push buttons with me all you want. Spit in my face all you want. I'll handle that myself. But don't ever come at my brother, don't ever come at my dad, and don't ever think about coming at my mom. All the ignoring, it didn't work. All my cousins who have dealt with his crazy self, my mom, my dad, everybody telling me to ignore him, I tried. I didn't want to make this video. I didn't reply to one single text. I still haven't replied to one single text. It just didn't work. He keeps bugging and bugging and bugging, and I just had to make this video, guys. So my family is currently being threatened over some money. Threatened to get killed. I guess he's been crazy like this ever since. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Brandon here, aka Brawadis, and I'm out. Peace. And guys, like, what's crazy to me is the fact after he choked my brother and after he texted me all these threats and even threatened to harass my dad, before Halloween and before, you know, threatening to kill me and my family, I even told myself and I told my mom, fine, I'll put it past us. I cooled down and I told my mom if I ever saw him or ran into him, I wouldn't do anything. I would calmly say hi, bye, and that's it. But then after Halloween, he comes looking for me with a freaking machete and picks my brother up by the shirt. And then he texts me 2 days ago saying that he's gonna kill me and my family and talking about some meeting and he's gonna break bones in my body. That's when I had enough. I swear to you guys, after the first set of harassment and threats and everything, I was gonna put it past me and I was gonna say he's family, he's blood, and I won't do anything. But after this past thing, nah, that's way too much.